Hello everyone, my name is Balisam Sidon. My poem is titled Speaking by Gender. It goes, let me clear this space. Allow me to remove all the misinterpretations that kept me misinterpreted. Allow me to speak the language of humans, my gender language. I want to speak my gender. I'm speaking my gender language. My no means no, and I need nothing to make it worth it. What I wear doesn't permit anyone to do it. I mean, don't. Instead, paint me beautiful, fix my crown to be the queen I was born to be. Speak to us the language that makes us understand that a woman is born courageous, nurturing and caring. That a woman is not only born to make and raise babies. Speak empowerment. Speak my gender language. Let me clear the space with the language that tells me it's okay to be me the way I want to be. That my uniqueness needs respect and protection. Let me remove all the misinterpretations that are stuck in hard heads that say I need extra facial makeup of bruises and tears to understand. I need you to come to your senses. I need peace. I need peace within hearing sweet melodies of my gender language. Speak my gender language. I'm speaking my gender language. The woman's language. Thank you.
I'm gonna tell you who I am. I'm a womb man. If you listen to me, listen not only to my sound, but listen to what I say. You will realize that I'm a builder. I'm smart. I'm more than my looks. And my voice will not be silenced, for I am not scared. I'm a phenomenal woman. I'm a carrier of life, a withstander of labor pains, a nurturer, a mother, one that can swara tipa mo bogaleng to protect my child. I'm a strong woman, a multitasker, the center pillar in my house. That's me. A flower, an African beauty, a prayer warrior. Life can try to shake me, but my faith will always have me firmly rooted in God Almighty, who created me purposefully. I am unapologetically a woman. I said I'm going to tell you who I am. I hope you're listening. No, I'm not bragging. Just speaking my gender. Understand me. But not just a man. I'm a woman. Don't pull me down. Don't push or put me down. When you hit me, it hurts. Not only on my face, but in here too. When you cry and say it won't happen again, I tried to walk away, but maybe you mean it, I think. When you repeat it, I die. I die long before you kill me. I may look iron strong, but I'm fragile. All I want is to be accepted, to be loved like I love. Now you know who I am. I'm not just a man. I'm a whoop man.
Hello, my name is Carol Moralo. I'm a third-year student studying BCom in Economics and International Trade, and my piece for today is labeled Rise Up. So in a world where being a female is somewhat considered as an extreme sport, I would just like to take this time to remind ourselves that no matter what kind of circumstance we may face, we will always rise above. We will always stand against the odds and do the best that we can. So no matter what happens to us, we will always rise above. And with that being said, I would like to sing a song by Andre Day called Rise Up. When you're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we're gonna walk it out and move mountains. We're gonna walk it out and move mountains. So I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. So I'll rise up, high like the waves, I'll rise up, I'll rise despite the ache, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you.
Pula was 8 months pregnant. Pula went missing on the 4th of June, and 4 days later a member of the public found her body in Johannesburg. She was hanging from a tree and was stabbed through the chest. How does a person lose his conscience and decide to watch a soul leave a body, no matter what is at stake? How do you continue with life normally when you have killed a mother with her unborn child? Children and women abuse is a state of emergency, as it exposes how weak our governance is. A nation that fails to take care of its women and children exposes its weakness to its enemies, as a nation without women leads to an extension of a population, and a nation without children leaves the country without hope and aspirations. If Pula was given a shot, who knows if she was going to be a mother to a president of a state or an engineer. Nathaniel Julius, a 16-year-old boy with Down syndrome. His family alleges that he had went to get food when he was shot dead. Members of the community took to the street as their argument was, and still is, that SAPS is meant to serve and protect. But how do they then become perpetrators, as they are meant to protect us and not massacre us like animals? If Nathaniel was given a shot, who knows what type of man he would have grown up to be? He would have been a builder of his community. Instead, his parents are left to bury a child with his unutilized talents. All these victims have managed to have their stories heard by the masses. Let us not forget the untold stories of victims who experience daily nightmares but still soldier on. And let us not forget those who have lost their lives through gender-based violence, as we all have our different paths to self-discovery, but let us be mindful and considerate of others as we need every puzzle piece to build a picture. It is our societies that raises these perpetrators. Before you accuse these perpetrators of their crimes, let us not forget where they learn their behaviors from. Before you take a stand against gender-based violence, do evaluate how you treat the people around you, as you might be the abuser that your family needs to be freed from. Uthande another person okulandelayo. Cause there's no sunshine without you. All I know is that I need you right through the rivers and mountains. I will follow you.
Speaking my gender. Gender is defined as either male or female. It is defined a division of a species we are categorized under masculine, feminine, common, and neuter. But do I want to be defined under that? What if we define gender according to how we think or how we feel it's right? Do you want you to be under a certain classification? Would you rather be born and be told who you are and what you are? My gender is much more deeper than that. My gender is my dignity. It is my well-being. It is my values. It is my beliefs. It is my yeses and nos. It is my right and wrongs. My gender is much more deeper than that. My gender is what drives me. It is what encourages me. My gender gives me hope. My gender is much more deeper than that. My gender is my boldness. My gender is my braveness. My gender is my loyalty. My gender is my pride and my dignity. My gender is much more deeper than that. My gender is diversity, equality, non-stereotype, fact, and justice. It is much more deeper than how the dictionary, law, and education defines it, like roles, behaviors, activities, and opportunities that any society considers appropriate for girls and boys. That is not my gender. My gender is much more deeper than that. My gender defines who I am as a human, my upbringing, and all the things that makes me, despite what the society thinks, what the society says, what the society wants, how the society feels, or where the society comes from. I would like to believe that my gender is intertwined with my dignity and my identity, just as my dignity and my identity is important. Therefore, it is not girl, it is not boy, it is not feminine, it is not masculine, it is not common, it is not neuter. My gender is my individuality.
Madume ke se Afrika bagaetso. Atamelang balotso la ga Adamu le Eva ke lo laeleng. lo tle lo seka lwa sala lo maketse ke makgabe a dipapetla ke sila ke tlhatlegile. My name is not that important now, but listen closely to what I'm about to utter. We have 11 official languages, and love is not even one of them. I wonder why. Because love is the only language we can communicate in without misconceptions and misunderstanding. I ask, how long and how many more? Re ipotsa dipotso mme ga rena dikarabo. Coexistence does not exist. To WHO, take this as a call for help, because GBV is a disease and we need an antidote. As I await my response from WHO, ya gago tsebe ke yona e ke itlhokang. Monna ako o re bontshe bokgoni jwa gago, bokgoni jwa go nna tlhogo ya lelapa, bokgoni jwa go sireletsa basadi le bana. A wa lemoga gore balotso la ga efa ba fela, kgotsa o dirisa bokgopo jwa gago. Fa go le yalo re ikokobetsa fa pele ga gago wena tau, emisa ka go rora gonne ga re atla ka boikgantsho, re tlile ka yone ntokgolo e leng ya molomo. Re a bo bona bokgoni jwa gago, re a bona kgalefo mo matlhong a gago, boithatelo o bo dirile ka mmele wa mosadi go lekane, bosetlhogo a bofele. Gonne eseng jalo, we are going to stop crying and bleeding on paper. We are going to stop preaching, making poetry, trying to keep you from being an animal you are trying to be. Next time we won't be holding babies, but guns, bombs, anger and fury. Nothing good will come from that. O intshwarele wena monna gareng ga banna, wena monna gareng ga ditau. You who take pride in saying, I will never kill or rape a woman. We need more men like you, men who know their worth, men who will teach us how to act like a lady and think like a man, men who take pride in saying, physically I know I am strong, but that doesn't mean I should take women's strength as a weakness. The status quo prevents us from holding hands, but till to date we should uphold the philosophy of Ubuntu. I am because you are. I suffer, you suffer. I thrive, you thrive.
I've been asked to speak for my gender. Is this because my gender can't speak for herself? If her voice wasn't taken away, this is what she would say. The legacies I leave behind, like my footprints washed away on the shoreline. My calves are also beautifully toned, not owed to my genetic code, rather owed to running from you, my greatest danger, when you are supposed to be my greatest defender. My thighs are a blessing and a curse. How am I supposed to love these curves when it's the bait that lures the very same thing that I hate? Oh, my stomach holds the source of your life. When your stomach holds the guts you have to destroy my life. It's the denial for me. It's the bystander effect for me. It's the sympathy instead of igniting change for me. Clearly you are afraid of me. Why else are you killing me? Maybe because my potential to succeed is mighty threatening. Do not beat me because I'm beautiful. Do not harass me because I'm beautiful. Do not rape me because I am beautiful. Do not kill me because I'm beautiful. No more of this. I am above this. I've been called for better than this. I will conquer this. This very moment, I'll say the line in the ring. I am way too powerful to be bound by a silver ring. This is now my time to take what is rightfully mine. I've learned to speak without a voice, to shout above the noise. It's been long overdue. Your corporate throne no longer belongs to you. No matter what you do, I always rise again. No matter what you do, I will always draw my strength from within. Now you say there's good in you. I'll give credit where it's due. However, I'll not ululate and dance at your feet just for doing what you were merely supposed to do.
Dear man, dear boy, love is only but a scene in a play of life. Man up and act your part, misogynist. Stage fright is a part of it all. The strength of an arm is only but to carry a hand gentle enough to caress a baby's hair. Loving a woman is no class in which you should raise your hand to speak.
And as I looked myself in the mirror, I asked myself, is it too late? But really, this was a three-part question. Is it too late for him to change? Is it too late for me to tell my story? And is it too late for me to live him? But yet again, I swore till death do us part. And I guaranteed him that I was his ride or die. Patience, baby girl. Patience. And just don't do anything to upset him, I told myself. And he walked up to me, and he hugged me, and he said, shush, baby girl. That was the last time. Which is what he had said the time before that, and the time before that, and the time before that. And yet again, I still kept my mouth shut. But tonight, I finally speak. Finally speak, you say. That's funny because that seems to be the only thing that you do all day. You mock, you shout, you gossip, you tease, you disrespect. So forgive me if I had a bottle or two because I wanted to shut out the sound of your voice. And as for what happened after I was drunk, it's a bit blurry, but what I know for a fact is I did not start it. You did. So you made me do it. So I thought to myself, maybe I really do deserve it. Maybe, just maybe, my dressing is a bit too provocative. So this morning, I mummified myself with gowns of clothing, and guess what? He still could not control his manhood. He still pumped against my thighs for tens of minutes, and frankly, just like the time before that and the time before that, I did not enjoy it, but I could not tell him. Why do I have to fear the person who was designed to protect me? It's amazing you mentioned design because see, you were designed to be my wife, you were designed to be submissive, you were designed to give me respect. And it's funny that you say legacies because each and every night I have to remind you to whom these legs belong to. I paid for them. Groceries, cows, lobola, and currencies from overseas. So when I tell you to open your legs, why is it I see resistance? You leave me no choice but to force myself onto you. Because I know that what I paid for is worth at least one more round. Like Optimus Prime, I watched you transform from being the man I love to being the thing that I fear the most. Remember when I said that I was most afraid of a gorilla? Well, I lied. In fact, I take that back. I fear most the animal within you. You beat the hell out of me. In fact, you beat the life out of me. You squeezed your knees against my ribcage and your hands against my neck. I shouted, stop, and I gasped for air. I can't breathe. And I was thinking to myself, this ends today. This ends today not because I finally did something about it, but because I won't live to see another day. When I swore till death do us part, never did I ever imagine that my death would be your doing. And as I take my last breath, I think, maybe I was dead long before this day. And it was only then, as I held your bled out corpse in my hand, as the police yelled as they kicked in the door, that I finally asked myself the only question that mattered. Were all the excuses worth it? Answer me! No excuse is good enough now, huh? But he just stood there and stared back at me as if you were saying, the truth is, now there's only one person left to blame. Me, him, his, and I. It's been a year since your death. No, it's been a year since I murdered you. And today, I finally came out to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry for thinking that any excuse could ever be good enough. I'm sorry for pretending not to see the bruises on your neck simply because he was my friend. I'm sorry for giving my little brother the wrong impression of what it is to man up. And I'm sorry for laughing at that comment. And above all else, I'm sorry for not being man enough.
Hi, my name is Tseho, and I wrote this poem. It's titled Setlhare, and this is how it goes. How do you feed from a tree you once believed bad sin? How do you describe the taste of its outcomes? Tell me this much. Is it bitter or is it sweet? Because gratitude is a food that seldom lays on a man's tongue, he often finds ways to imitate the taste. Like I am only human. And just like the tree, I grew veins that protruded into thorns to protect the beauty of my existence from perishing deep inside the intestines of circumstance. I do not question my path to survival, for I know and believe I am bound to be fit, to put smiles on faces that gleam of pain and silently scream when praying. I was brought forth with a stomach full to feed the empty ones, with branches strong enough to hold the rope swings of a lone boy, to and fro, to and from the taunting mouth of fear, the haunted places that are only near to the heart and the good days. I am the tree in the middle of Eden, filled with knowledge that spreads to the tips of my leaves and yet still forbidden. A tree that endures cuts and scratches from blades and razors I shall one day provide shade to. A woman. I lose parts of me in order for the world to remain whole. To shelter the inhabitants of this earth, in my name lies strength, patience, power, and serenity. I remember my purpose and refuse to hold back on my capabilities, even in the face of adversities where I stand to be suffocated in smoke or burned down, to be forced to provide love for a stranger on a silver platter. Sometimes for gold and silver matters. This is no old matter. It digs deep down beneath the ground where our grandmothers once laid. Their resilience, our resilience. Come cyclones or gusts of winds, come hell or high waters, I will never fall to the hazards. I will remain still. A tree is setlhare, mosadi. So tell me of this fruit. Is it bitter or is it sweet?
I was born into an unknown gender. Nobody knew what I would become. Neither did I until now. I was not valid then, but I am valid now. Not because I finally started growing my beard, or that my chest is finally flat, or because my name has changed, but because I accepted myself. Transgender is bigger than my genitalia. It's bigger than my name. Transgender is not a mere identity. It's a life. It's a life I've had to struggle with for years. Misgendered, dead named. Because the law recognizes me, but society does not.
So I was wrong. I was wrong when I thought that hitting your head against the wall was the worst kind of pain. I had not known that being a woman on its own is pain. I had not known that even if I speak, even if I say no, it would be still in vain. I had not known that before going to an event, I would have to try 35 outfits just in case I dressed in a way that would tempt the men. I did not think about all this. It's not a nightmare. These are not dreams. This is reality. Because it was a woman who was stabbed. It was a woman who went missing and was never found. It was a woman who was murdered for not wanting a man back. I was so wrong. I did not know that when I leave the house, there is no guarantee that I will be back. Because maybe they would take me, kidnap me, rape me, stab me, or maybe kill me. Speaking my gender, will it ever be better? Sometimes sitting down under a tree, wishing I was a he and not a she, because being a she has made me like this. Being a she has made me this vulnerable, this shy. I can't even speak out loud. I can't even walk freely without turning back 4 to 6 times, just in case there might be somebody following. And what are they gonna say? Sister, your skirt is slightly above the thigh, and if anything happens, do not cry. So now I'm living for another human whose mind is filled with rape, who when he looks at me, he won't see a fellow human with rights, but someone's rights to deprive. Speaking my gender, will it ever be better? For me to say I'm tired, I would be lying. For me to say I'm sad, even when I'm crying, I would be lying. The truth is I'm broken, I'm devastated. But they say damaged people are dangerous because they know they will still conquer. Can't we conquer when it comes to education? Because we are wise, we are blessed, we can and we will. Let's not be just women that they know about being victims, but women who can change. Let's be the women who will change this world. Speaking my gender, will it ever be better?